Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, originally released in June of 2017. Available on all modern platforms, retailing for $39.99. The Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy is a collection of the first three Crash Bandicoot games, those being Crash Bandicoot, Cortex Strikes Back, and Warped. All three of which were originally for the PlayStation 1, and during that time Crash Bandicoot was something of a mascot for the PlayStation, which does make playing this collection on the Switch or Xbox feel a little weird. But what we have here are three classic Crash Bandicoot games, and Crash is a pretty straightforward platformer. Some of the levels have you going into the screen, some others are side-scrolling, and the bane of my existence are the few levels that have you coming towards the screen, trying to outrun some kind of animal or boulder. These levels are incredibly frustrating when they show up, though admittedly slightly less frustrating in this collection as they've added things like checkpoints and other quality-of-life improvements. Though one thing that may be off-putting to longtime fans of Crash Bandicoot is that the hitboxes are slightly different in these three remasters. And in the grand scheme of things, this is a fairly minor issue, but if you have a lot of time under your belt playing the original versions of these on an actual PlayStation, you will notice it, and it will take some time to get used to. But aside from the additions of checkpoints, autosaves, and hitboxes being slightly different, these are fairly faithful remasters. All of the various secrets and challenges are in the same places. And at least as far as I can tell, every single breakable box is in the same place. And yes, trying to get 100% on all the boxes is just as frustrating as ever. But at least this time around, thanks to autosaves, when you inevitably rage quit, at least you'll come back having not lost a great deal of progress. Crash Bandicoot is a very 90s franchise, as these games take a lot of elements from both Mario and Sonic, and paired them together with a somewhat obscure animal. Only unlike the vast majority of mascot platformers from that time and place, the Crash Bandicoot games were actually well made, and were challenging without being overly frustrating. As with enough practice and repetition, any challenge in these three games can be overcome. And it is much easier to put in that practice this time around, since you can have autosaves enabled. So, is the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy worth your time and money? Well, at the $40 that it goes for on various digital storefronts, I would say no. But you can find this game for $20 physically at most retailers these days. And $20 for these three games is an absolute bargain. Alternatively, if you're not interested in a physical copy, this does go on sale on various digital storefronts for $15 or $16. And there again, that is a great deal. If you remember playing the original versions of these games, this is a great collection to revel in a bit of nostalgia. The graphics are a little shinier, and a few things have changed to overall make things less frustrating. Maybe this time around you'll actually find the hidden items to get the good endings in these games. I know I never did back on the PlayStation. Please do subscribe, comment, like, and tell your friends.